Welcome to Fun with Annuities, where every single week I welcome a celebrity guest expert that can help you maximize Chapter 2 of your life. Listen, learn, laugh, and love every minute of the most unique financial podcast on the planet. Let's get to it. Welcome to Fun with Annuities. I'm your host, Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states, as you know. Today's guest is myself. I'm interviewing myself, and you got to say, wait a minute. I know you have multiple personalities, Stan. We see those. You start talking in Charlestonian Southern and talking about Chester and all that stuff. But I have gotten a lot of emails from people that they love the format that we have, which is with the all of the guests, and they've been fantastic. All of these guests, I really want to thank them. I really appreciate them spending their time and sharing their knowledge. And our audience has grown immensely, as they say. But a lot of people want to just hear what I have to say about the industry and current events. And I thought this was a good time for us to kind of pivot and talk about kind of what's happening with the annuity man, what's happening with me, the company, the industry, what I feel about the direct-to-consumer space, my hopes and dreams, predictions, and all that stuff. And obviously, I'm just riffing, as I always do. People always say, well, who writes your script, Stan? Script? What are you talking about? I mean, I'm jumping off the cliff looking for a parachute, as they say. But let's talk about, first of all, just my company, the Annuity Man. It's been an interesting ride. My wife and I, we started it a while back, and for a long, long time, it was just us. And it has really grown to levels that I would have never expected. And I think it's just a reflection of just our message, which is just brutal truth and facts and selling contractual guarantees. You would think that's not unique, but it is in this industry. And we're blessed that we have multiple offices now and really good group of employees. We're hiring as fast as we can, interviewing all the time. It's been an interesting run. I've got some really smart people around me because entrepreneurs, as you know, I'm kind of a creative person because I do the videos and I write books. I write books for annuities. I write nonfiction books. I do a lot of things creatively. People like me aren't managers. We don't manage. We create. We have visions. We kind of see where the puck's going to go, as Wayne Gretzky said a long, long time ago. Don't skate behind the puck, go skate to where the puck's going to be. And I actually saw this happening, over a decade ago, the demographic tidal wave of 65, people turning 65, 11,000 every single day. And I like the annuity industry. I like the way the annuity industry regulates itself and handcuffs itself from not doing stupid things. The last podcast that I did with a guest was with John Lenz. If you haven't watched it, please do. And we went through items about the recent banking crisis. Check the time of this taping, and how annuity companies compare and how your money is safe. And we explained that. It was great. And I really enjoyed learning from John and some of the things that I brought to the table from my days at Dean Witter, Payne Weber, Morgan Stanley, and UBS, and working on Wall Street. I do understand that side as well, but I really have enjoyed offering up the education and the edutainment. So the Annuity Man, what's going to happen with us in the future? I don't know. I mean, we have a ton of employees. I really can't give a lot of specific details on sales and things like that because my competitors would love to know that. Do I have competitors? I don't know. The consultants I have around me say no. But, I played college basketball at University of Central Florida, go Knights, and I'm competitive in nature. Both of my parents were originally college basketball coaches, which is a tough place to grow up. But, I don't know what's going to happen with the Annuity Man, except we're going to continue to do the same thing, which is tell the truth, do the best we can. And with that being said, we're not perfect. I mean, we do the best we can. I am not part of the application process. I'm part of the sales process. I'm part of the recommendations and the overall vision of the company. But you don't want me filling out your application. Trust me on that one, okay? You really don't. So people say, well, what's going to happen with the Annuity Man? I don't know. I mean, I live life for the day. I'm one of those people, glass half full. I'm glad to wake up every morning. I hurt from all the basketball stuff, knees and ankles and stuff like that, but I'm blessed to be married at the time of this taping for 35 years to the lovely Christine. I have two daughters, Brielle and Brenna, 26 and 24. So proud of them. Just I can't even. I mean, they're thank goodness they took after their mother. Um, but the Annuity Man as a company is we're just going to keep on keeping on, as they said in the 70s. We're going to tell the truth because we don't have to remember. We don't have to remember anything, and we're going to listen. You know, I always tell my team and my employees, listen, use your ears and mouth in proportion. Let's listen to people. And most of my topics for the videos that I do come from ideas when I'm on the phone with people. Yes, I still do take calls. You know, time is a currency. And right now, it's really tough to book a call with me, but please try. My schedule books up quickly. But if you do happen to get one of my team members, I mean, they have, and believe me, they understand how I want you treated. They understand our strategy. And we meet and talk all the time. It's just we've gotten to the point now that I can't get to everybody, but I certainly try. Where the Annuity Man is going to be in a year from now, 5 years from now, who the heck knows? I just hope to be a part of it from the standpoint of being healthy enough to do this and to work with you and to listen and to get the truth out about annuities. I mean, my job really is education, edutainment is what I call it, which is a combination of education and entertainment. And I love doing that because annuities are kind of a misinformed product to a lot of people. A lot of people have misconceptions, and the agents, a lot of the agents out there don't do the industry any good service because they're choosing one product and trying to sell it. So, you know, I'm excited about the future of the Annuity Man. I think at the time of this taping, check the date. We're getting ready to change everything and flip it upside down. Upside down. We're going to have a different website. We're going to have different everything. Not a different approach from the standpoint of selling contractual guarantees and telling the truth, but we are going toward the finish line of direct to consumer. Direct to consumer to me, hopefully in the future, will be when you can go to my site and literally buy right there and not have to go through the hassles of speaking to someone. Because right now in the industry at the time of this taping, you have to speak with a licensed agent to go through the paperwork and all of that stuff. I think in the future that will change as I can hopefully drive the industry to more simplistic products that can be easily understood. I will tell you a great story. When I was at Dean Witter a long time ago, that was kind of the first, the start of E-Trade, where you could go online and buy a stock for $8 or $7 or whatever. And I remember distinctly we had a meeting, and the Grand Poobah, you know, came in and talked to all of us wealth architects or whatever the heck they were calling us at the time. I call us stockbrokers. Anyway, and the guy got up there and arrogantly said, I really don't think this E-Trade thing and this direct, you know, where people can buy stocks, I don't think that's going to, you know, affect us at all. You know, people still need advice, and you know, you can still charge $200 to run a stock trade. I literally raised my head. I said, "You're wrong." I raised my hand. I said, "There's no way people aren't just going to gravitate toward $8 transactions at the time. Now they're, what are they, zero? I mean, they got it down to zero." But I remember that person saying that, and I thought that was the dumbest thing ever. And I was with Dean Witter at the time. I'm like, no, I think the game's going to change. And obviously that business model did change. It's similar to a long time ago, an IBM CEO said something to the effect of, he could never imagine people having a computer in their home. Huh? I mean, a Scooby-Doo, what? I mean, I know that they meant well, but obviously they didn't see the future, like someone like Steve Jobs, etc. But I foresee our site, our company, being the leader in that direct-to-consumer model that hopefully gets so efficient that you can get educated at our site, watch specific videos on the product that you want to take a look at. There'll be online chat, things like that. We're going to make it to where you can make a decision and an informed decision on your terms and your time frame until the annuity industry kind of catches up with us. So that's my passion. I'm always trying to get better. I'm always trying to improve. I do not rest on my laurels. I don't like staticness. I don't like things being the same. Now, I've had some staff members say, well, why wouldn't we just stay the same and do the same thing and it's working? And why wouldn't we do that? And my comment is, why why would we still do that? Why wouldn't we change? Why wouldn't we try to get better? Why wouldn't we try to push the envelope to make our model the model and pro-consumer, more and more pro-consumer? I guess it's the competitive nature in me. I don't know, but I just always am saying, well, why wouldn't we? Why couldn't we? Why shouldn't we? Why haven't we? Why hasn't anyone done that? And I don't want to hear the annuity industry say, well, it just doesn't work, or we just don't need. No, 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 no. I think the consumer is dragging the annuity industry across the finish line, and I'm hoping that to help them drag them across the finish line. Now, COVID, which was horrific, obviously a lot of people passed away. I had 3 friends that passed away. It was horrible. But what it did is it pushed a lot of these annuity companies to become digital when they never were digital. And that's a good thing. They're going kind of in that direction of utilizing technology. And I'm not a monster fan of technology, but I'm a monster fan of whatever makes your decision and your transaction better. Right now, still a little archaic in the annuity industry, but they're getting better. They're improving, they're listening, and they know that the consumer doesn't want to do transactions the old way. As an update on the annuity industry, I think it's thriving, obviously. At the time of this taping, the demand for annuity contractual guarantees, which is what I push, you own an annuity for what it will do, not what it might do. The annuity industry is getting inundated with money. I mean, the flow is there. With 11,000 baby boomers looking for, lifetime income or principal protection, the annuity industry is set up very, very well to take in that money and provide those guarantees so people can live their lifestyle in conjunction with the best inflation annuity on the planet that everyone already owns, called Social Security. Now, the annuity industry is kind of like a cruise ship. You ever been on a cruise ship and you go into a port and they try to turn the boat around? It takes like a day or it takes hours. The annuity industry is kind of like that. Most large financial institutions or industries or categories are like that. It takes a while to pivot. They don't pivot quickly, but they're doing a good job, and kudos to them. And I think during the recent banking crisis that we had, anytime I say something like that, just check the date, because if you're watching it 5 years from now, you might be going, huh? But for people that are watching it, next Tuesday, or at the, we tape these a couple days in advance, you're going to know what I'm talking about. No, the banking crisis has scared people a little bit, and it should. But I think the annuity industry has come out shining, not because they're smarter than banks. It's because they're more regulated and handcuffed to not do stupid things. And the rules and regulations in place do protect the consumer. I want to applaud right now the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, the NAIC is the acronym. And that's a conglomeration of all of the state insurance commissioners. Their job is to make sure that the consumer is taken care of and that the companies comply with the rules in place from a solvency issue, etc. They've done a great job, and they continue to be aggressive with stress testing and making sure that these companies are in line so that they can approve them for their products to be sold in that specific state. So the NAIC has done very well. So I think the annuity industry is very, very healthy. I think the annuity industry, with the leadership of the NAIC and each specific insurance commissioner, has done a great job. It is the only product on the planet that you literally can test drive the product and get your money back. In other words, the free look time period, that when you get your policy, you can get your money back during that free look time period without any question. No other financial product has that, and no other financial product provides a lifetime income as long as you're breathing. So I think that the annuity industry just has kind of a messaging problem right now. I'm taking the reins to that. They need to hire me, but I guess they're saying, why would we hire him when he's doing it on his own with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos? I think we're approaching 1,000, close to 1,000, which is crazy. I mean, I'm telling you, when we first made the decision to do videos, it was 2019. And I just remember starting, and for the longest time, it wasn't catching on. And I'm like, I don't care. I just want to get the truth out there. And it really has caught on, and I really do enjoy it. I mean, obviously, I'm sitting here in front of a camera and just riffing, but I like talking to you. I envision looking you in the eye right now. You're sitting there going, man, this guy's wired. He's got too much coffee. But I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you because I want you to understand kind of what we do, what the industry is all about. But right now, I think it's healthy. It could all obviously get healthier, and I'll get to my predictions kind of later in this podcast. Um, to me, the biggest thing right now is the future direct to consumer, because it's interesting. Life insurance companies issue annuities, okay, but the life insurance business has done a pretty good job with direct to consumer. The annuity business, not so much. We're the pioneer of that. Obviously, pioneers take all the arrows, and that's fine. And it is a blue water strategy out there, but we are defining it and listening to you and hiring the best people in the business to develop our site and our business model to just make it easy for you, and so that you do not feel pressured. I truly believe our site is where annuities are bought, not sold. Everyone says, well, no one wakes up in the morning to just wants to buy an annuity. I have to disagree with that. I think that people that are looking for annuities are looking for a place that they can go get educated, look at the best quotes, and then make a decision on their terms and their time frame. That's us. That's the way I want it to be. See, because I hate high pressure selling. I hate going to the car dealership and the guy following me around. I hate people emailing and calling and emailing and calling and showing my doors. I hate that. And I'm assuming you do too, or most of my clients that are out there, like, that's the reason, we went with you is you just left us alone. You gave us the information. My hopes and dreams for the annuity industry, I kind of wrote that down. I wanted to talk about that. This will never happen, but the way this whole thing could be solved is if all commissions on all annuity types. Let me stop there, because I love when people go, I hate all annuities. There's so many different types of annuities. You can't say that. It's like saying I hate all restaurants, or I hate all trucks, or I hate all shoes. You just can't say it. And if you do say it, then you're making a fool out of yourself. But, my hopes and dreams for the annuity industry, we can all hope. The way that this whole thing could be solved is if all annuity types had the same compensation level. Now, I know that the industry is going to blast me and post on LinkedIn and go crazy and say, that's crazy, Stan's crazy again. But too many times the built-in commissions, and by the way, commissions with annuities are all built in. You never see it. It's paid from the annuity company reserves. So it's a net transaction to you. But there's a couple ways to solve this. We could be transparent and be forced to show the commissions on each product. And a few years back, they tried that, and the annuity industry kind of squashed that one. But the real way to do it is to make all of the commissions lower and the same. What if, index annuities, variable annuities, immediate annuities, MIGAs, whatever, we're all the same commission. Now, I know the industry's yelling through the screen right now. There's a nut can't happen about the pricing and I understand. But I'm saying, if it was like that, then that would force agents and advisors to literally recommend the product that solves for the specific goal or situation that they're dealing with a client. Not a one size fits all, not a square peg into a round hole, not the, I'm a hammer, let's look for nails selling approach on the Bad Chicken Dinner seminar circuit, where one product's being sold. It'd be like a doctor doing a seminar and then prescribing the same medication to everybody. It's crazy. But that would be solved if all commission levels were the same. And hopefully we can get to either a transparent model or the understanding with people like me out here blasting facts that people kind of understand what the game is on the annuity agent side and why things are being pitched and why, every single person you talk to is trying to sell you the same thing. The hopes and dreams for the annuity industry themselves, which I think is interesting, is I think there'll be less and less annuity agents in the future, similar to the travel agency model. If you remember back in the day, I'm old enough to remember where every kind of small, mid-sized town had a travel agency, and some still do. It's kind of a boutique business. but most don't. You go online and get that done. Same thing with the Amazon model, the Walmart model, and there's arguments obviously against that because they've destroyed small business. But I think platforms like mine, which are national, all 50 states, pretty much offering every single product with most carriers out there, that's going to be an easier place to purchase annuities of all types than the local bad chicken dinner seminar guy. Nothing wrong with the local agents. I just think that we're in a digital world, and we're kind of the first one to really push that envelope from a product selection standpoint and education. That those two have to be in place. You just can't have just product selection. You've got to have product selection because these are commodity products, and education. In my case, education, entertainment, edutainment. Sometimes I say, annuities are commodity products. And I had a person the other day go, well, you really can't say that, Sam, because commodities like oil or wheat, those can actually be delivered at your doorstep. I understand that. Believe me, I sold managed futures, understand managed futures, did all that on Wall Street. So I actually truly understand that. But I use that phrase because the commoditization of annuities, which I'm hoping to be the driving force of that, is people always ask me, what's the best annuity out there? And my answer is, after quoting all carriers, the best annuity is the one that provides the highest contractual guarantee for your specific situation and goals. Obviously, we're going to look at the ratings and claims paying ability, but it's really that simple. There is no best. There is no top. There is no perfect annuity. And my hope with the annuity industry is that with each passing year, it just becomes more and more transparent, not only from how the agent gets compensated and how the industry works, to how products work, and simplifying the products, even the complex products right now, really, really simplifying them so that everybody truly understands it. Because we live in a pensionless world. Most companies, I think less than 9% of all private companies offer pensions, which means that the other 91% of us out there have to create our own pensions, and the only product that can provide a lifetime income stream is an annuity. Period. I always say there's no ROI until you die because it's a transfer of risk for as long as you are breathing. So I'm just hoping that the annuity industry starts educating better. In my opinion, the tagline for the annuity industry should be "Got guarantees," like the Got Milk ad, because these are guarantees. These are contractual guarantees. I do wear a shirt through airports sometime that says "Got guarantees" on it with my logo on the back, and I get stopped by people. I get stopped all the time by people in airports. They either know my face from the videos, or they're looking for not a sales pitch on annuities, but the truth. The other hope for the annuity industry, and I've addressed this on some recent videos, I really wish that the annuity industry would get rid of back-tested numbers. If you've been shown any type of deferred annuity, like an indexed or variable or something like that, you've been shown, well, Mr. Jones or Mrs. Jones, if you'd have owned it 10 years ago, this is how much you'd have made. That's just nonsense. It shouldn't be allowed. And right now there's a big argument going on within the industry of how to rein that in, because those numbers can be juiced. And some of the numbers that I've seen are so ridiculous that even the dreamers of the world are questioning the sales pitch. I mean, I'm on calls all the time with people to say, well, this guy showed me this. Is that going to happen? No, it's not going to happen. It's just not. And we need to stop that. We don't need to show back-tested numbers to sell a product, or if the product, if the product doesn't fit a person, let's not beef it up. I really wish back-tested numbers would go away. Especially for like index annuities where you have an index that was created 6 weeks ago and the agent showing a 10-year back-tested number on something that didn't even exist 6 weeks ago. How's that even possible? I really think that would be a pro-consumer move that should be advertised and talked about within the industry. From here on in, there are no back-tested numbers. We're going to tell you what the product can do, will do, and then if you're buying one of the might do's, that's fine. But we're not going to base it on a back-tested number, which is fictitious and misleading from a lot of angles. The other thing that I wish we would get rid of is upfront bonuses. Now, I understand from the carrier standpoint why they do it. It's in a commoditized world, you have to kind of set yourself apart. But, and maybe I've gone too far saying upfront bonuses candy for the stupid. I was on a radio show one time, and just hit me. I just went, that's what I just said. And from there, it just kind of stuck. I'm not sure it's candy for the stupid, but it's misleading with 100 pennies in the dollar. Now, sometimes upfront bonuses work in your favor, sometimes they do not, but the way that they're sold is horrific. And because upfront bonuses exist, it then allows agents to push the envelope of morality and pitch upfront bonuses as a way to transfer products that have surrender charges. So if we didn't have upfront bonuses, those issues and those problems would go away immediately, because that sales pitch would go away immediately. I also think if we did that, then the products themselves would have to be better designed, more simplistically designed, so that the consumer would fully understand it. And I think it would be a win for everybody. It'd be a win for the industry. I think there would be more people going towards annuities, because what's happening right now with the upfront bonuses and the back-tested numbers and all of that nonsense, it's leaving a bad taste in people's mouths. They're looking for guarantees, but that's not what they're hearing. They're hearing hypotheticals and theoreticals and back-tested and unicorns chasing the butterfly. It doesn't need to be that way. But let me say this about the annuity industry. And the reason that I'm sitting here, and the reason that I wear the logoed hat, and the reason I get up every single day smiling and high-fiving myself is this. The contractual guaranteed products in place are very, very good. And when you buy annuities for contractual guarantees, you're going to be very, very happy. Also, when I talk to people like Wade Pfau on my podcast, or Moshe Milevsky on my podcast, or Michael Finka, or I mean, these guys are smart. I am sorry I left out some other smart people, but these are guys in the industry that everybody kind of looks up to and reads their books, etc. There are products that are going to come down the pike in the future that are going to be great, that we don't know about yet, we haven't seen yet, and they're going to be very, very pro-consumer. The last new product, really, there's an argument for this, but the one that I think is the last one is 2014, the Qualified Longevity Annuity Contract for use inside of an IRA. Yes, annuities can be purchased with IRA assets, for all people that say that that's crazy. It's not. Qualified longevity annuity contracts were introduced by the IRS and the Department of the Treasury in 2014 to encourage people to plan for more lifetime income, because Social Security, even though it's the best lifetime income stream on the planet and best inflation annuity on the planet, it wasn't designed as the primary income source for people. So they're hoping that people will take their IRA assets, and there's trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars in place in IRAs that really people need to address lifetime income, lifestyle. I call it lifestyle income, because in chapter 2 of your life, when you retire, you need that income floor in place so that you can go live your life and go do what you need to do. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and, you know, I ran pretty hard in college and put a lot of miles on the body and worked really, really hard these last, I guess, what are we at, 40 years? Really put some, and you can see it in my eyes, I'm tired, you know. my daughter's like, man, Dad, you look tired. I am tired. I've been working. Can't put you guys through college. But, you know, I don't know how to put this, but I think there's just good news ahead for the annuity industry, in spite of some of the bad things that are happening within the industry with some of the agent presentations. Okay. I know I pivoted there, but I wanted to drive that point home. You know, currently at the time of this taping, I think that the annuity industry is a $300 or $400 billion a year industry. Okay. My prediction, in the next couple of years, that's going to double and maybe triple. And the reason is because people like myself, and I do have a couple of people out there that are trying to compete with me, we are trying to make the consumer experience a positive one. You know, do you want to call us the Amazon of annuities, or I don't know. I don't know if that's fair or good or bad or positive or negative in your eyes. But I remember when that platform first came out, and you might remember it too. Remember when people were saying about Amazon, um, yeah, I don't know if that's going to work because people really need to go into the stores. They need to kind of kick the tires and touch things. And, they'll never sell clothes on that because you got to kind of try it on and things like that. Remember that? Because remember, Amazon initially started just selling books. That's what Bezos and his ex-wife, who's now rich, were doing out of their garage. Okay. The same thing about the direct-to-consumer. We first kind of pioneered this a long time ago. Well, people need to meet with you, Stan. They need to meet face-to-face with you. They need to sit down with you in their kitchen table. I don't think that's true. I really don't. Things like this connect me and you. Phone calls connect me and you. Emails connect me and you. These videos and this podcast and all the things that I do educate you, and you get to understand who I am. Just some goober from North Carolina, right? that can shoot a basketball, but does know my stuff when it comes to annuities and finance. I mean, I think the future's bright. Not just because there's a demographic tidal wave of people that are turning age 65, not because, the annuity, the people that used to say, I hate all annuities. Those people, when they say it now, you kind of look at them strange. You're like, what are you talking about? Annuity? I mean, Social Security is an annuity, right? I mean, there's a lot of people being called out on those cliche negativity things that used to be said about the annuity industry. I'm hoping that I'm the primary reason for that, because I call those people out all of the time, especially people that are giving annuities a bad name and really don't know what they're talking about. With that being said, not everybody needs an annuity, even though you already own one called Social Security. But just remember, there's many different annuity types out there. The future's good. I know that the country is going through some tough times right now, and we all can't get along, and there's conflicts, and there's banking issues, and there's inflation, and there's always going to be something, right? But the way to combat it is with contractual guarantees, not combat it totally, but to make your life a little bit better. And I think coming out of COVID, I think annuities are in a special time and place right now to provide people that lifestyle, that chapter 2, that they deserve. You read the stories all the time about people don't want to work as hard anymore, or etc. Quiet quitting. I don't know what it is. I think the translation of that is people have realized that they're not going to live forever. People have realized that, as I say, there's no U-Hauls behind hearses. As a client forced me to do a video called Fly First Class or Your Kids Will. I think we all are at that stage. We're saying, wait a minute. I mean, this is good, but we need to take care of ourselves. Now, I'm kind of preaching to myself because right now I'm not doing that. I'm working too hard. But I want my clients to enjoy their life. I want my clients to use the annuities in proportion, obviously, not all of your money, of course, but in proportion to provide those guarantees, whether it be principal protection, income, legacy, or long-term care, that can put some extra years on your life, or can make you live a better life in the, for now, right? Now, in the future for the annuity man, I don't know what's going to happen with us. I want to represent every single carrier out there and provide the highest contractual guarantees available. But I'm also now looking at, because of the volume that we do and who we are and what we've become, which is this kind of gorilla in the annuity room, I want to make sure that the annuity companies can process the paperwork quickly on your behalf. We ran into some of those issues during the go-go times when October I think 3rd was the first date that the annuity industry started offering 5% MIGAs, multi-year guarantee annuities, the annuity industry version of a CD. From that point in time, it was just a free-for-all from a standpoint of capacity and just money flowing in. But I think in the future, we're going to work with the top-rated carriers, the carriers that can provide the good customer service, the carriers that can process the paperwork. Those are the things that we're working on right now, so that your experience will be even better, so that we can process the application even quicker. Because we take all the arrows, and I never make excuses. But it's been a tough run for some of these carriers because they just couldn't process the applications quick enough. And if you're an employer out there, you know how hard it is to hire people, and people that want to come to work every single day. I have a great team in place, but it's taken a while for us to get here, for people that are really committed to taking care of my clients, providing the truth, providing the best contractual guarantee quotes, and doing the best we can. We are not perfect, guarantee it. Neither is the annuity industry. You need to show some grace and some patience. We're doing the best we can as an industry. I'm speaking for the industry right now, but we're getting better. You know, we're getting better as an industry. The products are getting better. The companies that are creating the products, they're looking into the future and trying to create better products. Kudos to Moshe Milevsky and those people that are always pushing the envelope out there to create better contractual guarantees for the consumer. This isn't going to stop. All you annuity haters out there, you just better put the signs away and burn them up, because the industry is not going away. People now know Social Security is the best inflation annuity on the planet. And I think the gravitation toward contractual guarantees will continue with the proliferation and the increase of education on the subject. Not just an agent telling you something, not just a bad chicken dinner or expensive steak dinner seminar. Information like we provide that you can consume on your terms, on your time frame, and watch the videos. Interesting part, one of my PR people told me the other day that we have people watching our videos 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. The last 2 years, there's never been an hour that videos have not been watched by a bunch of people, 24/7, 365. For just a dude like me from North Carolina that can shoot a three-pointer in a free throw, which my dad thought that was a resume builder, was shooting a basketball. Bless his heart. That didn't do anything for you. But I'm just telling you, I'm very excited about where things are going. This will probably be the last one-off with me where Stan's kind of interviewing himself. I'm going to start bringing back the the people on my podcast and the experts to talk about specific things, to educate you on some things, whether it be long-term care or life insurance or markets or whatever. I'm going to start doing that. But I thought it was actually the idea was given to me by my lead PR person. They said, why don't you just talk? Why don't you just talk to the people like you always do? Tell them kind of what's on your mind. Don't script it. Write a couple of questions down and try to try to educate and edutain. But one thing I want to close with this. When it comes to predictions, and this is personal for all of us. We all struggle every single day to get up and be positive. Health issues, family issues. Life is hard, as we all know. Money doesn't solve things, as we all know. It's all about your family. It's all about your health. I mean, as Moshe Milevsky says, there's two types of spans: lifespan and health span. And as Steve Parrish said on my podcast, there's 3 phases of retirement: go, slow go, and no go. So if you think about that, what I'm going to ask you to do is live your life. Live your life. Stop worrying so much. I'm talking to myself as well. Enjoy what you have done and be proud of what you have done. And we're not keeping score. Money's not a way to keep score. And some of the most miserable people in the world that I've ever met had $100 million or whatever. I mean, they're just miserable people. Money doesn't solve it. You know that. Family, health solves it. Doing things creative solves it. Having a passion for something solves it. Communicating with others solves it. Cable television doesn't solve it. Podcasts, that are political don't solve it. What solves it. So with that being said, I look forward to the journey with you. As long as I'm kicking and breathing and raring to go, I'm going to keep putting out this content. If you ever see it stop, then there's some health issues, because that's the only thing that's going to take me down. That's the only thing that's going to prevent me from doing this. That's the only thing that's going to stop me from edutaining the public on a category that's fantastic. And that category is the annuity category. I'm proud to be the owner of The Annuity Man with my beautiful wife, Christine, who is the co-owner. I'm proud of all of the huge staff that we now have and the multiple offices. And I'm proud of the people we'll be bringing on and working for us. I'm proud of our clients and prospects for trusting us, trusting to talk to us. trusting that we're going to tell them the truth. I'm proud of that. And I'm proud of the country. I'm patriotic. It's a great country. We have some divisions, we have some arguments, but at the end of the day, you and I both know this. If somebody you really didn't like or hate was in trouble, you'd help them. Because why? That's what we do. We're Americans. United States of America, that's what we do. We help people. So think of the person that you hate the most politically. If they were in trouble, you would help them. I guarantee it. I would, you would. That's who we are. Let's remember that. Let's remember that. This is a moment in time. We're just here for a speck, just a speck. It's going to be okay. Hopefully we can help you. At a minimum, we're going to talk to you and give you our honest opinion and the truth. And we have no problem telling you you do not need an annuity. We have no problem with that at all. We've been blessed. I've been blessed. I mean, a country kid from North Carolina, Stan the annuity man? Come on now. That's a dream come true. Married to the lovely Christine for 35 years, 2 beautiful daughters. Come on. Come on. And my wife is always giving me a hard time, because I'm always goofy, but that's just kind of who I am. Listen, I'm rambling. I know that, but I'm talking to you one-on-one. That's what I like to do. That's what I love to do. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. My name is Stan the Annuity Man. That is Fun with Annuities for this week. See you next time.